Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, man? We in the building, man. We in the building. The building. Make sure you hit the like button as soon as you come in this piece, man. It goes a long way. Goes a long way. We about to get it cracking. Got a great show for you guys tonight, man. In the building. Shout out to M626. Couch Merlot. Aku Floyd in the building. Jack Mullins in the building. The early crowd. The early bird gets the worm. Pause. No. Pause. The early bird gets the worm. Pause. The early bird gets the worm. Pause. He said, stay awake. I'm trying, man. Trying to stay awake, man, for y'all guys tonight, man. I'm gonna drop the link early too, man. That also helps me stay awake. If I drop the link early, man. I didn't take a nap today, so I might drop the link. Let's get 100 likes real quick. I'll drop the link. As soon as we get 100 likes, I'll drop the link, man. Everyone hit the like button, man.
Also tonight, the search for a killer after a shooting earlier this week turns deadly.
Tonight, we're hearing from the victim's father. We told you about that shooting in the area of Traverse Road in Newport News Tuesday night. The victim is identified as 21-year-old Amari Maxwell. 10 on your side, Sandy Fox was back in that neighborhood today. Andy?
Amari Maxwell died Wednesday morning when his father saw him on the ground after the shooting. He thought it would probably end that way. Tonight, a family mourns, preparing for a vigil tomorrow. 21-year-old Amari Maxwell is gone. His dad, Carlos Russell, remembers.
I'm a music person, and he loved music. He made songs, like he recorded songs like almost every day. So,
what kind of songs do you think he recorded? What kind of songs you think he was recording, chat? Gospel?
I'm a music person, and he loved music. He made songs, like he recorded songs like almost every day. So music was his other passion. It was work, music, and the ladies. He loved, he liked to have a little.
He loved the ladies, and I'm sure he got a lot. That's why I be telling the people talking about Travis Hunter is not attractive. You don't gotta be like Denzel Washington or Will Smith to be attractive to son sisters, man. Sisters be attractive to your energy. This dude was probably out there. He's probably a street dude, probably a rapper. That's attractive, man.
So music was his other passion. It was work, music, and the ladies. He loved, he liked to have a little girlfriend, and that was his everyday life.
Tuesday afternoon with that girlfriend, he was walking along this sidewalk when Dad says he saw a guy he had had an argument with about a year and a half ago. He found out about it.
He saw a guy he had an argument with a year and a half ago. Shout out to my man Alexander Byrne. He said, "Happy Kwanzaa, Ak, and happy Hanukkah." Salute, man. He had an argument with somebody a year ago, a year and a half ago. Yikes.
Tuesday afternoon with that girlfriend, he was walking along this sidewalk when Dad says he saw a guy he had had an argument with about a year and a half ago. He found out about it on FaceTime.
I got a call from a neighbor. I mean, it was kind of disturbing. It was a FaceTime call. Like, hey, you need to get down here. I think this your son. And I was like, huh? And she showed me. And I ran down.
Holy shit. What a way to find. Oh, my God.
Call from the neighbor. I mean, it was kind of just
found out about it on FaceTime.
I got a call from the neighbor. I mean, it was kind of disturbing. It was a FaceTime call. Like, hey, you need to get down here. I think this your son. And I was like, huh? And she showed me. And I ran downstairs, and that's when I got there.
FaceTime, she showed him on the ground.
Yeah.
Dad has an indescribable emptiness. He can't understand this nightmare.
Hoping that this was a nightmare. Actually, I'm like, this can't be real. Like, it really didn't actually hit me. Like, when it became real is when I was able to actually get inside the hospital.
This is what Carlos wants you to know about his Amari.
He was just a loving person. Younger, he was very awkward, very, like, he had speech impediment. And he just blossomed into, like, a really, really great young man. And I know a lot of people say that because it's their kids, but I'm not one of those people. If somebody isn't, I mean, like, he really was a good kid.
Do you believe him? Dad said he's not one of those people that'll say their son was a good kid if they wasn't. Do we believe him? Press 1 if you believe him, man. I give Dad the benefit of the doubt, man.
He was just a loving person. Younger, he was very awkward, very, like, he had speech impediment. And he just blossomed into, like, a really, really great young man. And I know a lot of people say that because it's their kids, but I'm not one of those people. If somebody isn't, I mean, like, he really was a good kid.
Amari will be missed. Amari Maxwell's vigil has changed locations from the McDonald's where he worked to the football field where he played ball.
Oh, so he had a job. He was on the football team. He might actually been a decent kid.
Maxwell's vigil has changed locations from the McDonald's where he worked to the football field where he played ball. And it will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the South Morrison Family Education Center at 746 Adams Drive in Newport News. You can get it on your phone, look it up on the map. You'll find it. The search for Amari's killer continues tonight. Please call Newport News Police with any information. Our heart and prayers to the family. I'm Andy.
At around about
all right, breaking right now. We are listening to a press conference. This is talking about the shooting that happened early this morning in Livingston, led to a standoff. We're going to listen in.
We secured the scene and cleared the scene. Medic was brought in to aid the ones that had sustained wounds. The suspect had left the scene. The scene was secured. Due to the severity of the situation, we've called in the DA's office and the TBI to assist in the investigation. At this time, those matters has all been turned over to the TBI to head up and bring to a close. Our hearts and prayers go out to all that's affected by this situation. This ain't a regular event here in Livingston, and we appreciate all the hearts and heartwarming prayers to our community at this time.
What was it like to have agencies responding so quickly to the scene? What was that communication like with you?
It's very.
Wow, 2 hurt, suspect dead after plant shooting. Wow.
Also tonight, trying to figure out who's behind a deadly quadruple shooting in Gentilly.
Neighbors say it happened right outside of the.
Wow, mass shooting, you mean? You mean a mass shooting? Quadruple shooting? You mean mass shooting, right? We got a mass shooting, y'all. In Gentilly, Louisiana, man. Get 100 likes, man. I'll drop the link, man. 100 likes, I'll drop the link, man. I will drop the link if you give me 100 likes, man. I drop that bad boy. I will drop that link if you give me 100 likes. Give me 100 likes now, and I will drop that link. You're all welcome to come up too, as well. You're all welcome to come up. You're all welcome to come up.
Trying to figure out who's behind a deadly quadruple shooting in Gentilly.
Neighbors say it happened right outside of the Franklin discount store, which is near the intersection of Franklin and Madrid, Sunday night. And New at 4, we're also learning more about the 2 people killed, including a teen. WBSU's Shay O'Connor joins us from outside police headquarters with these developing details. Shay.
Good afternoon to you, Radio. We're told that a 16-year-old and 21-year-old died from that shooting last night. Now, on your screen right now, a photo that we were able to obtain of the 21-year-old.
The little purse, that little purse, man, that mean they're carrying a gun. And listen, he probably needed to, considering what happened.
Road. That's Nathan Coleman Jr. Now, family tells me that Coleman and the 16-year-old were friends. Investigators say another adult and a minor were also shot. That minor, I'm told, is still in the hospital and is brothers with the 16-year-old who lost his life. Now, this apparently all went down outside the Franklin discount. That's where NOPD say that they found multiple shooting victims on scene Sunday evening. Witnesses describe hearing rounds and rounds of gunfire outside the store, a bunch of holes from bullets. We're told it was a terrible scene. Neighbors who heard it all go down say they are still in shock today.
It's very, very sad and depressing. I'm scared. The world is so evil, the people that's in it, So they need to get prayed up or know the Lord or something.
Actually, it's one group of people doing most of this kind of evil, man. Man, if you look at the stats, it's one group of people doing this kind of evil right here. This particular kind of evil that we're talking to you about.
This is an unfolding situation. If you do know anything that can aid officers when it comes to arrests, you're being urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. Reporting live from NOPD headquarters, Shay O'Connor.
Salute to my man, Roger Wood. He says, for never setting sun in the stand. For the never setting sun in the stand. Yeah, man. Sun never sets in the stand, man. Don't you know that? Everyone hit that like button, man. If you can get me 100 likes, man, I'll surely drop the link, man. I'll surely drop the link. Just 100 likes, man. I drop that bad boy. A lot of killing going on, man.
New Orleans police say 4 people were shot outside a Gentilly corner store last night. As Maddie Kurth reports, the neighborhood is pleading for help to keep violence off their streets.
Heartbreaking. So one day I see you, the next day you gone.
Mrs. E, as she's known in the neighborhood, can't believe the news.
He's one of the little guys, he speak every day. You know, you just don't know. You know, they sit out there laughing and talking and, you know, and I walk past, they say good evening, I walk back, but you just never know.
New Orleans police say a 16-year-old boy and a 23-year-old man were killed in the shooting. A 17-year-old and 22-year-old are recovering from shooting injuries.
And I have two grandsons, and thank God they wasn't here because they run to the store every day, you know, and they're always hanging out.
Start asking around the block and you'll hear a similar story.
The crowd is constantly a crowd that is gathered at this Franklin discount store. And that's the main problem.
Leonard McCullum is the head of the neighborhood security district. He says his group needs help from city officials like the area's councilman, Eugene Green, to come up with ways to keep the streets clean of gun violence.
I don't want to point fingers. I want his help. Just like I want the new mayor to come in. And they know what the issue is. So we just need the help.
Neighbors want the store owner to be held accountable. They tell us they constantly complain to the store clerks, but
if you don't call it in, then nothing really can.
When he said they know what the problem is, how many of y'all thought he was talking about the store owner? Be honest, man. Press 1 when he said we know what the problem is over here. How many of y'all thought he was going to say the store owner, the guy who owns the store, where all the thugs hang out at? Be honest. Now everyone continue to hit that like button. Oh, I'm surprised, M626. I thought you would have known that, man. I thought you would have been ready for that one, man. Yeah, Roger Wood, the early crowd, man. I thought y'all would have been ready for that, man. As soon as he said that, I was like, uh-oh. I said, they're going to try to make this man, put this guy out of business, man, for operating the store. Because Sun Turds keep killing each other over there.
I don't want to point fingers. I want his help. Just like I want the new mayor to come in. And they know what the issue is. So we just need the help.
Neighbors want the store owner to be held accountable. They tell us they constantly complain to the store clerks, but
if you don't call it in, then nothing really can be done.
It's just unbelievable that our kids are getting caught up in so much of this violence. I don't know what we can do, you know, the churches, the pastors. Somebody got to get up and stand up for something.
And with bullet holes marking that tragic spot, Mrs. E can't go to her corner store without feeling heartache.
I can't say it's a curse because so many other people have come up out of this. But what do we do?
While we await more details in this developing story, police say anyone with information that is helpful to this investigation can give an anonymous tip at Crime Stoppers. That number is 504-822-1111.
Two families will spend the holidays without their loved ones for the first time this year. The family of 8-year-old Dylan Daniels and the family of 18-year-old Jayrick Washington. Police say both were killed by the same man, Yancey Jarrell, and in both cases, neither were the intended target. The investigative unit's best.
Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Let's run this back one more time. Oh, listen very closely. Put on your listening cap.
Two families will spend the holidays without their loved ones for the first time this year. The family of 8-year-old Dylan Daniels and the family of 18-year-old Jayrick Washington. Police say both were killed by the same man, Yancey Jarrell, and in both cases, neither were the intended target. The investigative unit's Bess Castley spoke with the family of Jayrick Washington, and they have been waiting 9 months for an arrest in his case, but say it gives them little comfort.
Michael Washington's shooting death was the first of several that occurred on I-110 this year. Police say they believe he was mistaken for someone else in his car that day and shot at by Yancey and another man.
This fool killed 2 Negroes, and neither one of them were the intended target. And 2 separate, he got fear tattooed on his throat. He killed 2 Negroes in separate incidents, and neither one of them were the intended target.
And they have been waiting 9 months for an arrest in his case, but say it gives them little comfort.
Michael Washington's shooting death was the first of several that occurred on I-110 this year. Police say they believe he was mistaken for someone else in his car that day and shot at by Yancey and another man.
As the family of 8-year-old Dylan Daniels laid him to rest Saturday.
A million times we will miss you. A million times we will cry.
Baton Rouge police were making connections from Dylan's alleged killer, who was already in custody, to another murder and another heartbroken mother.
My life's been changed from that day. Like, it's nothing you can move on from. I'll never have my son back.
Police say 23-year-old Yancey Jarrell Jr. is also responsible for the shooting death of Southern student Jayrick Washington.
What they done is evil.
He was found shot to death.
Damn, killed a HBCU student, man. That kid looked like a good kid, man. Thugs don't take pictures like that, man. That's a Melungeon, man. Mom is a Melungeon, man. Mom crying real tears, though. You can make fun of mom all you want. But this is the first mom we seen crying real tears in weeks. She got snot coming out her nose. She loved her baby. Shout out to Pro Bowler. He says, what do you think about Luigi Mangione? I think Luigi Mangione is a moron. He's got to live in a fucking cage. He's going to the worst prison possible. And he's probably going to have to live in 23-hour lockdown, man. There's no way he'll probably want to go to general population. And if he does, maybe he will. He'll have to become an animal to survive the general population. A racist animal, because, prisons are, very segregated. Everything's about race in prison. So he's going to become a racist animal. He's going to have to ward off all type of extortion attempts because he comes from a very rich family in Maryland. And he's going to live around the worst of the worst for the rest of his life. He's never getting out, ever. Ain't no Innocence Project coming for his ass. Ain't no white liberals coming to save his ass. He's done. He's a fool.
It's been changed from that day. Like, it's nothing you can move on from. I'll never have my son back.
Police say 23-year-old Yancey Jarrell Jr. is also responsible for the shooting death of Southern student Jayrick Washington.
What they done is evil.
He was found shot to death after crashing his car on I-110 just days before his 19th birthday.
I just pray for him.
What you ask?
And I just ask that Jayrick get the justice that he deserves.
Also arrested, 20-year-old George Applewhite III. It took 9 months for police to make arrests in this case, all along saying they believed it was a case of mistaken identity. J-Rick was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, something that still haunts his mother, Jeanette.
I never wanted my son here because I would read on the news how dangerous it was out here. I never wanted him here. But he was determined to go to Southern to make me proud.
News of the arrest
23-year-old Yancey Gerald Jr.
was welcome, but did little for the family's grief.
It's not nothing to really celebrate. It should have never happened. I'm glad that they're caught, but it should have never happened.
Now they have to get through the first Christmas without their loved one.
I don't look forward to no holidays. I don't look forward to nothing.
A feeling Jeanette knows she shares with Dylan's family.
If you believe in God, believe also in me.
I know what she feels. I know what she's going through. It's heartbreaking.
Applewhite and Jarrell both had bond hearings today. Commissioner Jermaine Guillory decided to hold them without bond. They were both already in custody. Yancey for Dylan's murder and Applewhite for robbery and gun charges. Michael.
Every time I think about it, I get.
Wow. Wow.
Two families.
Let's get some black and brown up in here, man.
3 young men and a juvenile suspect are charged with capital murder for a crime spree in Arlington and some neighboring cities, too.
So police say one of their crimes was a deadly shooting. Fox 4's Dion England has the very latest from police on the investigation. Dion.
That's right. 4 suspects, according to police, terrorizing people in at least 3 cities. They're facing a slew of charges, and among them, as you mentioned, capital murder. 17-year-old Angel Barra.
Shout out to my man Vershun, man. Vershun in the building. Shout out to you, man. Salute to you, man. Salute, bro. Shout out to Gauch Merlot, Op Nation Hall of Famer. The salute. Here's a $5 for the BLM pastor so he can start some programs for Gladys. I don't know if this that's in his plans, man. Got a funny feeling that's not in his plans. Let's see. Maybe it is. We'll get to that next.
3 cities. They're facing a slew of charges, and among them, as you mentioned, capital murder. 17-year-old Angel Barajas, 20-year-old Humberto Barajas, and 17-year-old Jatavius Jones, and a juvenile who is not pictured. All face charges, including capital murder, aggravated assault, aggravated robbery, animal cruelty, and evading arrest. Arlington police say the crew went on a murderous crime spree that left 1 man dead, another woman injured, as well as a family pet.
The speed at which they were committing these violent crimes is unprecedented.
This scene Sunday around 3 a.m. in the 4900 block of Little Road was an attempted carjacking. Innocent victim, 34-year-old Juan Sosa, was shot and died 3 days later. A woman passenger in the same vehicle survived without injury. Police describe how their string of crimes began hours earlier in Dallas.
We believe the incident started at around 9:45 p.m. over in Dallas with an initial carjacking.
Police say in Dallas they stole a Honda Civic, then headed west. They showed up at an apartment in this complex in South Arlington on Deer Creek Drive at 1:30 in the morning.
They were banging on the door trying to get somebody who didn't actually live there, where they had an encounter with a couple inside. The couple is like, no one by that name lives here kind of thing. They're looking for someone or something. And then they As they were leaving, they fired rounds into that apartment, striking the woman.
Police say a family pet inside that apartment was also struck by gunfire. From there, police say the four committed the Little Road fatal shooting, and they didn't stop there.
After that, the suspects continued their violent string of crimes and attempted and carjacked another person in Grand Prairie, where they were able to get that Lincoln Town Car.
Police say Jatavius Jones lives in Dallas and has outstanding warrants from Dallas County. The other suspects are from Arlington. Police say surveillance video on Little Road gave them a good look at the Honda Civic, and investigators quickly linked the shootings at the apartment complex and Little Road. Police spotted that vehicle being trailed by the Lincoln Town Car stolen in Grand Prairie. Police say the suspects crashed the Honda Civic, and all were eventually apprehended.
They were looking to steal cars that day, and even having shot a woman and a dog earlier in the evening, that didn't stop them. They continuously put guns in people's faces and stole their cars all through the night. And they really left a wake of terror in the Metroplex over the weekend. And I'm glad that we have them finally in custody.
Now, among the adult suspects, two of them have bond amounts set at more than $1 million. The suspect.
Wow, $1 million. Let's do one more story, man. Before we get into this pastor, man. Everyone hit the like button, man. I think we got 100 likes, man. I think I can drop the link. How many likes do we got? Somebody tell me how many likes we got. Somebody tell me how many likes we got.
What's the recent violence?
We ain't got no damn 200 likes. He said 200. 105. Okay. All right. Everybody continue to hit the like button. I'm gonna drop the link, man. Put the link in the description box, man. Put that link in there, man. Let's see. Baila con Latinas, man. He says, this is my first relationship. Do you hate your wife at times? Yes. Unequivocally, without a doubt. Do you ever think about beating her? No comment. I thought love was happiness all the time. Who told you that? Love is not happiness all the time. Love is not nothing. Marriage is not love. Marriage keep you out of a lot of trouble, and it'll bring you into it's a good union for financially and to have kids and to raise good kids and it can be loving, but a lot of times it turns toxic. A lot of times it goes bad fast. A lot of times you like, yo, the movies and the old sitcoms, you can't go by that. You can't go by that. Marriage is a tricky thing, man. What's up, Alexander Byrne? What are your thoughts, man? Do you have any advice for this guy on marriage?
Why did you pass on J. Cole?
Huh? You're muted, man. I had to mute you because you was like, I don't know what you're doing, origami or something. I don't know what the fuck you was doing, but you was making a lot of noise. Now unmute yourself. All right, let me unmute you, man. What's your thoughts, Alexander Byrne?
I should say, do you remember that murder in Croydon? You like this? Remember that girl who was murdered in Croydon?
Yeah, about this boy at school, the jealous boy.
He's on trial now, and the police the police have released a video of his arrest.
Uh-huh.
And do you know what he said?
What did he say?
I'll give you a clue. Colin Flaherty.
I can't breathe.
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, I didn't do nothing.
It's on YouTube.
Wow.
I walked past the bench. They put a bench up where she was murdered. It's like a little shrine. I walked past it last month, and the fresh flowers on it. The flowers are rotting now, but there'll be some more off the top. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was over a teddy bear. Murdered over a teddy bear.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
To the recent violence in Philadelphia involving young victims. In the last week, at least 4 teenagers have been impacted. Most recently, a 15-year-old girl was killed after she was shot multiple times in Strawberry Mansion. Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson is live at police headquarters with the details. Sharifa.
Maggie, police, they're still searching for the suspect in this case where they say that 15-year-old girl was clearly and violently targeted on the same block where she lived. At the intersection of Dover Street and Lehigh Avenue, there's no longer any crime tape, no vigil, but this is the place police say 15-year-old Angelique Holloman was shot 10 times. It happened Wednesday evening around 7 p.m. Police say at the scene they found 21 shell casings and also a gun in the victim's bag. Holloman was taken to the hospital where she later died. Days later, while police continue to search for the suspect. It's very sad because they're so young. Passionate neighbors in Strawberry Mansion like Valletta Manning are mourning another young life lost.
And it's nothing we seem to be able to do to intervene it or to alleviate it. And that's what makes it so sad because we don't want to give up.
Holloman is just one of the latest teenage victims of gun violence in Philadelphia.
So the little girl that got shot 10 times had a gun in her bag. Yo, what kind of community is this, man? She says we can't alleviate it. Well, you can't alleviate it because it's a DNA issue, man. Nothing you can do about this. This is a straight up and down DNA issue, man. This is IQ, DNA, whatever you want to call it, man. This is something that can't be fixed, man. Unfortunately, you can give people let's just say you can give people long prison sentences. That may deter some, but not even really. Like you put cameras everywhere, you put cops everywhere. We're just different, man. You can't stop us from killing, man. We killers, man. That's what we do, man. We antisocial because this is not our social structure. I feel sorry for the woman thinking that, like, there's something that can be done. No, nothing can be done, man. It's a wrap. Make sure you hit the like button, man.
So young, passionate neighbors in Strawberry Mansion like Valletta Manning are mourning another young life lost.
And it's nothing we seem to be able to do to intervene it or to alleviate it. And that's what makes it so sad because we don't want to give up.
Holloman is just one of the latest teenage victims of gun violence in Philadelphia. It's been 1 week since 3 teens were shot, one critically, near the Dilworth Park ice skating rink in Center City. Since then, authorities have arrested 2 14-year-olds. A 16-year-old was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals Thursday night. Police say they're still looking for the shooter. Yeah, police, they have a lot more investigating to do. If you have any information on either of these cases, they would like to hear from you. We're live from police headquarters, Sharifa Jackson, Channel 6, Action News. Maggie?
Sharifa, thanks for the update.
Wow. Everybody hit that like button for me, man. What's up, Hot Black? What's going on? What's cracking?
Not much, man. I just checked in. I haven't even seen what's going on here yet.
Oh,
But it looks about the same. Looks about what we're used to.
Yeah. Nothing changed but the weather. Let's see what's going on with this pastor, man. Let's see what he's got to say.
it took a white man to tell me. He says, how is it when a black man kill a black man, it's not really outrage?
Yeah.
But when a white man kills a black man, it's going to start a riot.
The American media has manipulated the narrative of crime. Black on black crime is a made up thing. You have never heard white on white crime. Never heard the Asian on Asian crime. They have tried to fraction and compartmentalize us to feel as if where the crime is where we are.
Go ahead.
The lead
It
murder
is, though.
in America are white men. The lead robbers in America are white men. The largest amount of rapists are white men.
I'm not sure
The
that's
highest number of domestic abusers is white men. The highest number of arrested pedophiles is white men.
those two are probably true.
The number of drug dealers arrested is white men. But if you ask the average American who are the proponents of crime, is a black face to it. They're now trying to create this narrative that the immigrants are bringing in the crime because they never want to own up to what it is that they have done. Part of our responsibility is to pull the sheets off. We had a shooting here in Georgia not long ago. A young man named Colt, 14 years old, went shot up his high school. His father's now being charged. Can you imagine what conversation me and you would be having if Colt was black and Colt's black father gave him a gun? The television, the internet would explode on the irresponsible.
Literally everything he said is a lie. Like, he hasn't told one truth yet.
There's a fundamental disconnect here because, I mean, we have the exact opposite opinion.
Yeah, it's like diametrically opposed to everything he said. He hasn't said, I was trying to let it play all the way through, but he hasn't said one truth. Everything he said is a lie. That's hard to do, man. When you talk for this long about any subject, like if I was to talk about molecular biology, I would get something right. Cells, atoms.
Mitochondria and shit.
Yeah, mitochondria and shit, man. Like he hasn't said one thing that was correct.
Y'all know y'all was
Ability of black
mitochondria,
thought.
right?
Yeah, we was mitochondria.
Vision, the internet would explode on the irresponsibility of black fathers, on why it is that young black men have guns and are carrying guns. It has always shifted to make black men feel hyper-aggressive, hypersexual, and hyper-criminalized.
For no
It's
reason.
part of a larger, historic, original sin of America that always criminalizes and points their fingers at black men when it's absolutely not true. The overwhelming majority, Cam, of black men who are under penal supervision are under penal supervision for nonviolent offenses.
Yeah, because a guy
They're on
named
ankle
Diamond Dick
bracelets,
Rollins could never be a
home
rapist.
monitors, on parole, on probation for possession, not for distribution. It may not sound like it's significant, but it's very meaningful. And so that's why it is that we've got to ask the hard and the difficult questions. Where is criminal justice in America? And is justice just us?
Yeah. Is it just us when it's all of his story? Because history is his story. Black people be doing that shit a lot. Yeah, Fisherman's in the back.
What do you think about the sermon, Fisherman?
I actually went and listened to a lot of this interview when you posted you were going to talk about it, and this guy's like typical running game on Son's pastor style, you know, where it's like he has the little catchphrases and the timing and the cadence down that some people like to hear, and he doesn't really have anything based in reality, but it doesn't really matter because he's got the swagger and the little catchphrases. Like, that's really all it takes.
We've been
Well,
saying
the
this here,
fact-
Doc.
the fact that black women are more likely to commit murder than white men is just a stat that I think just staggering, man. Like,
he would never admit that. He thinks all that's like, he obviously doesn't know what per capita is or doesn't care.
But I mean,
And
like this
even
is consistent with what you see with your own eye. Like, I mean, if you just take a
yeah,
casual survey of the news over a year, like you're gonna see probably more black women.
well, he would go down the
than white
line of
men.
like, the statistics are being manipulated, the news is being manipulated. There's this grand Ku Klux Klan conspiracy that runs all the institutions and the power structures and blah blah blah. Like, if you pushed him, that's where he would go. Like, that's the kind of thinking he lives on.
it's impossible. He's from Baltimore, so
We know mathematics not a strong suit.
yeah, there's no way he could think this.
It gets back to that whole, like, you can't tell the Sun Man no. It's like, you can't hold the Sun Man accountable for anything. Nothing. It does not matter. The facts do not matter. You cannot tell them no.
Yeah, it's just the fact that nothing he said was right. Like, he got all the facts wrong. That's very hard to do, though, man. I mean, that's very hard to do. To like, he didn't concede anything to like. Sometimes you got to give a little. Let's see some interactions he had in Baltimore, man. Because he says the Sun Man is not aggressive and yada 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 yada. So he went to the projects and was giving out books and whatnot to little kids or something. He came to do some outreach in the projects, boots on the ground. No, this guy was giving out books, and the guy who he's about to talk to, this guy, he did 25 years in prison for murder, and he came out and then he started a program, and he gives out books in the projects. And Jamal Bryant happened to come through the neighborhood that day to do some outreach, and they crossed paths.
Man, I'll let you, man. Check this out. This is what we want to know, right? I'm the streets, man. What I want to know, man, cold-blooded, man. You, like I'm saying, man, you say you for the people. You got our people all up in your church.
There's real crackhead energy with the hands there.
And I mean, I understand that y'all separate, you had no answers for like, yo, man, then you come down here like late, like time open on the ground like 100, like 300 something days. You down here now. Don't come.
What'd you do for Taco
We don't want you
West?
nowhere in our city, yo. Like you don't need, yo. We don't need want you on our streets. Like you disrespect our streets, man. This me, PFK Boom. I was on the front. You disrespected up here north, and you came down there. You ain't even fighting no war with us, yo. You ain't had nothing on your shirt. You ain't had no guns or nothing. And then you fucking with our oppressors. Wow. What you mean, how you fucking with Roland Blake and all them, man? You trying to kill us, man?
Where were you for
That's you
Tyrone
are, man.
West?
But we telling you are. The streets feel like you killing us, man. All right. No, we don't want you in our fucking city now. Then get the fuck out the whole city. That is it that easy? That we can really get you the fuck out of here? No, sir. Well, you check this out, man. Don't come in our don't come nowhere down here no more. Wherever PFK Boom at, don't come. I know you can try your henchmen. I know you, yo, Timmy and all them. I know you before it seems like all that. Get the henchmen. Don't come down here no more. Boom said it. Me as a man. The streets don't want you here. I'm speaking for them. So we see you here. Okay. So you said you won't come on my motherfucking streets no more, right? Don't bring your ass down here no fucking more. I mean it, yo. On my fucking kids, yo. Cause you're a fucking disgrace. A golden, a guardian angel for Satan. For who? Cause you damn sure ain't guard me, nigga. Get the fuck up out of here.
What you do for Tyrone West again?
Empower what? This dick, nigga.
This is the student.
Like, what can you even fucking say?
Jesus loves you.
That is one thing.
What was he so angry about?
I mean, this guy's a liar. I believe him when he says called this guy a liar. Don't you guys?
I couldn't make out what he was saying.
Well, he just basically said the guy's a liar. And he lies about like helping out the community.
Yeah, he said he wasn't for the streets, and that he was speaking for the streets and the peoples, and that he had to get the fuck up out of here. And what was I'm sure not. I mean, I'm sure they were just beefing themselves.
What's he got against him though?
So let's see what the people think about it.
Head, yo, because you're a fucking disgrace. A golden guardian angel for Satan. For who? Because you damn sure ain't guard me, nigga. Get the fuck up out of here.
What you do for Tyrone West again?
Empower what? This dick, nigga.
This is the student master teacher, Mr. I.
So this is like both these guys are working for something that's powered by white tax dollars, right?
Just in time for summertime. I want to see you wearing one. You're looking good, girl. Chris Monroe, STL.
Be ashamed of yourself for selling out your people for your fame and your wealth. SRB,
selling
out your people for
Melungeon getting busy on the microphone. Go ahead, Melungeon.
Jamal Bryant, you should be ashamed of yourself for selling out your people for your fame and your wealth. SRB, we know where the perks went. Fuck 12. Leave the city, that's your first step. Take Davis in the war room and your cousin Brandon Scott. 300 men in their payments. They love a photo op. We taking back our city, one step at a time. Walk in solidarity. This is the front line. Now the Mosby's gotta go. Billy Murphy, you can leave. Got my right fist high saying fuck the police. We lead the sword nation. Shy and Keys, Shorty Underground the gun, and Brother Naeem, Shelly helping hands, boom. We playing for keys. Go nuts for you. It's the queen of the streets. Civil wrongs fix Baltimore. EJ and Maurice. What's up, African? I see you, Ron Green, Bloods, Crips, BGF, L Kings, GD, 5%ers in the Y. This is called unity. Screaming free, my brothers, from the belly.
Link is in the description box. Mods, please drop the link, man.
Some Melungeon babble right there. My God.
Yeah. Son, sister, stand beside me to validate this bullshit.
Let me melanin.
Yeah, Mystic Philly is bricked up right now for sure.
Look, this was the ancient people of this land.
Tyrone West and all victims. Police brutality challenge me and you submit, and even death fits so. Couldn't stop me from my mission. Pray my people pay attention to they staging ass. False flag and pagan ass. For world domination ass. Slave trading ass. Hating.
Hit the like button or I'm going to play it again from the beginning. Again, hit the like button, everybody, if you haven't, or I'm going to play this again from the beginning.
Ass, plaguing ass, Ronald Reagan ass, manipulating ass, brainwashing ass, sold out your own people ass, worshiping the evil's ass. I do this shit for Jesus ass, greedy ass. Don't give a fuck about the needy ass. Stay the fuck about my city. You don't get no G pass.
Random basketball game just breaks out in the background.
Keys, you already know. Power, what up, baby? Playing for Keys.
What's happening?
Ronald Reagan getting random shots.
Shut up, Ronald Reagan ass, oppression ass, white ass, caveman ass.
Ronald Reagan caught a stray. Let's see this brother in his full glory, man. His full glory. This is the first time anybody ever heard of this guy outside of Baltimore. He seized the moment. I had never heard of this guy a day in my life. And I live in DC, and I know all the black civil rights leaders that are popular, or I had never heard of this guy a day in my life. Nobody had until this moment. He is a opportunistic person. Now he's got the biggest black church in the country, the biggest mega church in the country.
I'm asking everybody to go home and to clear the streets. And tomorrow, everybody's going to meet at the church so that we can figure out, so that we don't lose focus on what it is that we're supposed to be doing.
Has this surprised you today? None of us heard about it.
It's disappointing. We're just hours out of the funeral. The family is just hours after putting their son to rest to come.
Shout out to Mr. Clockwork. He said, hit the like, fellas. This is right after Freddie Gray, when the riot started.
Just a few blocks away from where we had the services. Disappointing. And I'm hoping to bring some calm and to bring our young people back into focus as to what we're really marching for.
What do you say to do that?
Pastor, what do you say to bring them, bring calm?
It is one, this is not what the family asked for. Today of all days, the family was very clear that this was a day of sacred closure in the funeral. So for us to come out of the burial and walk into this is absolutely inexcusable. I'm asking every young person to go back home. Tomorrow night, we'll have a community meeting for us to really recalibrate because peace is the call and the order of the day.
Do you think this is just frustration and anger, or do you think it's much more than that? What do you
It's
think?
frustration, anger, and it's disrespect to the family. The family was very clear. We've been saying it all along. Today, there is absolutely no protest, no demonstration that we go back into the street on tomorrow.
Pastor, what are you hearing? We're hearing it's not just in this area.
No,
but North Avenue.
No, we've got it
downtown.
We have a team of men from the church going to North Avenue now to pull back those young people who are absolutely out of control, so that we can bring some order. This is a peaceful movement, and we can plan on maintaining that order.
Discussion about them moving toward downtown again.
Yes, we have a line of gentlemen from the Nation of Islam who are going to build a human wall, as well as men from the Christian church making that human wall to let the men know that they've got to send these children back.
Where is that happening?
It's downtown is what I'll say.
So all across downtown.
And from North Avenue to downtown, those hot spots, we're pulling everybody back so that we can have calm and order. Violence is not the answer for justice.
Pastor, you said this is a peaceful protest, but we've seen people, demonstrators, agitators, however you want to refer to them, throw rocks, bricks.
No, today what has happened this afternoon is not peaceful, and it does not reflect the spirit and the heart of this movement. This is a movement of peace. We're calling for justice, not for vengeance and not for violence. This does not represent the Gray family, nor does it represent the last 7 days of peaceful protest. And so we're asking all of those who are participating to
look at the loot. This is worse than that peaceful protest where they had the fire in the background. look at them loot.
Go back home. Tomorrow we start fresh and anew and stay focused on justice for this family and justice for Baltimore.
Have you spoken to the mayor?
I have not spoken to the mayor.
And where do you go from here? You're getting your
my focus is not the mayor. My focus is not the police commissioner.
You going home with these guys on your car or what?
I don't want them arrested.
Nah, hell no. Last place I'm going is home.
Drive to a police station.
Fuck that, yeah, drive straight to.
Failing that, maybe take him to McDonald's.
To the job center.
I don't think Black Lives Matter like him so well. He seems quite reasonable, actually.
This is when he rose to fame. This was his rise to prominence, man.
We report from Baltimore, where the governor of Maryland has declared a state of emergency, and the mayor of Baltimore has announced a week-long curfew beginning tomorrow night. A curfew that cannot come soon enough. Tonight, we have witnessed lawlessness and chaos on the streets as the violence escalates despite calls for peace. All this in the wake of today's funeral for a young man who died of severe injuries while in police custody. Baltimore is burning. After a day of looting and rioters clashing violently with police, tonight a community center in flames lights up the city as police and community activists try and take back the streets.
Let it shine in my neighborhood.
Lost to chaos earlier today.
By the light of the fire of civilization.
Rioters armed with gas masks, appearing ready for a fight. The police force under siege, at least 15 officers injured. The mayor taking to the streets tonight to condemn those responsible.
Baltimore is much better than what you're seeing today.
I remember her.
Yeah, she was. she was the third one that, they had 3 mayors in a row that went to prison. She was one of them.
But as the fires continue to burn, people here left asking if the police have done enough and whether this violence is really about the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray. On Sunday, April 12th, Gray was taken into police custody. The arrest once again captured by a bystander's cell phone.
That boy leg look broke.
Gray seemingly in pain and screaming, unable to walk, as officers drag him into a transport van. Reportedly, when he arrived at the police station a half hour later, he was unable to breathe or talk. Medics rushed him to the hospital. A few days later, he slipped into a coma and then later died from a severe spinal injury. So far, there have been more questions than answers regarding his death. It's still unclear why Gray was arrested, According to the police report, Gray fled unprovoked upon noticing police presence. But the bigger question tonight for investigators and the public, what happened to him the moments right after he was taken into custody? Protesters claim Gray may have been put through what's known in Baltimore as a rough ride, officers allegedly using sudden stops and sharp turns to injure suspects. Commissioner Anthony Batts confirming that Gray was not wearing a seatbelt. 6 Baltimore officers have been suspended with pay while the police carry out a criminal investigation. And investigators still searching for this man seen in surveillance video released overnight, calling him a potential witness. Today, Gray was laid to rest. At his funeral, his family, pastors, the community leaders called for peace. But the calls have not been heeded by some. After 10 days of peaceful protest.
This is a grieving family that deserves answers for their son.
Today,
there he go, his grifted ass. Yeah.
Grieving family.
So you like incite this violence and then what?
Y'all can donate to my shit.
Right, yeah.
At privatejetsforpastors.com.
Help the human wall of Islam.
Woo!
For their son.
Today, a small group of agitators became violent, targeting police with bricks and burning abandoned squad cars. 2 officers remain hospitalized. Local businesses also in looters' destructive path. The police response growing over the day. Protective measures taken. The Orioles baseball game canceled, and a citywide curfew in place tomorrow starting at 10 p.m. Public school closed tomorrow. And tonight, many in the community attempting to reclaim the streets.
Yeah, this was a major one, man. This was an epic. Like I remember when this happened. I mean, like it was. Nah, this was. What could I compare this to? This was. Yeah, this was probably the worst one.
This was worse than George Floyd, I think, right?
Well, Floyd
was more nationwide.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a pandemic, and it was everywhere. So it was like this happened in every city during Floyd. So yeah, you can't really compare this to Floyd because this happened in DC. This happened in
I was thinking more in Milwaukee, I guess.
Yeah, that guy. What's his name? Selville Smith or some shit like that. Whatever his name. But yeah, this was a bad one. This was
starting at 10 p.m. Public school closed tomorrow. And tonight, many in the community attempting to reclaim the streets.
Together we united!
And just hours ago, more than 200 ministers and community leaders joined together to march, crying out for peace and condemning the actions of a small and angry few.
Equal justice for everybody, not just for...
Half the days in this
and the
crowd are
church where
looters.
Freddie Gray was mourned earlier today, transformed into Command Central for those who want to put the fires out. A mix of ministers and men young and old. It is a rare meeting of the spirit and the street of Baltimore who have come together to bring calm to their city. But the numbers on the street tonight are telling of the deep and long documented tensions between the Baltimore public and police. When I was in Baltimore last year, I spent several days and nights on the streets with police. I had a firsthand look at the palpable distrust between the public and police.
What role, if any, does race play in that dynamic here in Baltimore?
We absolutely have to let race go. Like we often joke that nobody's white, nobody's black, we're all blue.
Excuse me. I did speak, and I did ask you a question, right?
They don't look at us as people. They just see the uniform and see police officers.
The people, the innocent bystanders, and I mean like the pedestrians that want to stand around and walk through, we get harassed the most.
Baltimore is different than Ferguson, Missouri, and New York, where the deaths of black men at the hands of police cause unrest. The tension here isn't just about race. The police department is 41% black. The police commissioner and the mayor, both African American. And look at this. One of the many cameras set up across the city captures a black police officer punching a black man. The officer was charged with assault and is now on leave. The latest in a series of questionable encounters. The city of Baltimore has...
He punched him, all right.
God. Woo!
Encounters. The city of Baltimore has paid out $5.7 million in the last 4 years to settle more than 100 cases of alleged police brutality.
Is it black and white, or is it black versus blue?
I think it's a little bit of both.
That legacy of race still exists.
It does. It does. The level of trust has increased, but it continues to take dips down. There's a lot of people
And why is that exactly?
It's never going to be good because then the Suns will lose power.
Don't make the blue kids angry. That's what they do to you.
This is such a grift. I think more people are waking up to this though now. I think more people like can see that like this guy acting as if like the distrust from between the police and the black community, like as if that's a legitimate claim to have.
Right.
Like
They just distrust you because you stop them from committing crimes.
yeah, like that's not a legitimate claim for you guys to have. Y'all commit so much crime.
It's like a
and so
bank
much
robber who
violence.
distrusts the security guard, you know?
Right. It's this is an illegitimate claim.
Of trust has increased, but it continues to take dips down. A lot of people are doing the sort of things that need to be done.
Kwesi Infumi, like me, grew up in Baltimore. A high school dropout and now the former head of the NAACP, he's seen the city from many vantage points.
We had some tough police commissioners who would bust your head, throw you in jail, plant drugs on you, lock you up for no reason.
Yeah, they all the brothers in jail for drugs because somebody planted it on.
Yeah, likely story.
It does happen, right? I mean, you tend to whitewash the police. They're not your friends. They're not anybody's friends.
No.
Lock you up for no reason.
Camden Park, that's over here. This area is gorgeous.
How many times have you been arrested?
No, man. A lot of times, man. Maybe I would try to say I've been in police custody maybe 20 times, probably.
How many times have you falsely arrested?
Once. But that got straight. It wasn't like they falsely. Well, I got detained twice falsely because somebody used my social security number, and every time I was in several cars that got stopped, and they asked everybody for their IDs, and whenever I would give them my ID, they would like take a long time, and they would come back, and they would be like, "Yo," they would look at me, take me out the car, look down, because the guy had a bunch of tattoos, and he was a different shape and a different height, different weight, but he used my social security number. And they would always be like, detain me and let everybody else go. But then they would eventually let me go. And then one time I got arrested. It was like a mistake. Like it was like I forgot the exact thing they call it, but it was like it was a mistake, something to do with like a mistaken identity. And I got out the same night. So it can happen. You can be falsely detained and everything, but it always got settled that night. It wasn't like I was in jail for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? It was like that night they figured it out. Oh, okay, so you're not this guy.
Black Jean Valjean or something.
Some people are there for years. Some people have their lives destroyed. And it isn't a racial thing at all. I mean, this is what these left-wing lunatics and these race hustlers. It's not a racial thing at all.
But a black man was the reason that I got arrested because he used my social security number when he got arrested.
One little bit of sympathy I've got for the American police is the guns, because it's a different scene there. But I mean, you can't trust the police at all. They're not your friends. They're not anybody's friend.
Okay.
When we spoke this summer, Police Commissioner Anthony Batts was working to change that narrative.
I think in certain parts of the community, we're seen as occupying army. We got to be honest and open about that. And we got to change that. And what I have to do is give the officers the skills and the abilities to start.
Look at the downtown. Look at all these white people just down there. This is all the money. These are the people spending all the money down by the wharf.
And we got to change that. And what I have to do is give the officers the skills and the abilities to start shifting and changing that, opening up conversations, communication. And you hear me say this a lot, and listen to the people.
But in a city with such a tumultuous history, these conversations take time. And today it seems the rioters in Baltimore aren't interested in this conversation. Tonight, much of the violence is concentrated in just a few neighborhoods in West Baltimore where demonstrators have blocked off the street by setting police cars and debris on fire. Police officers in riot gear standing guard. It was Dr. Martin Luther King who said in 1966, "The riot is the language of the unheard." Tonight, city officials in Baltimore and the clergy are listening.
So yeah, for those of you who are just getting here, that are just getting here, I want to show you what sparked all of this, man. What sparked all of this this talk about this pastor, man.
Wicked's in the back, I think.
Okay, hold on.
And these scenes are just apocalyptic.
So let's see. Let's see Pastor the good Jamal Bryant from Baltimore. Now he got Eddie Long's old church in Atlanta. So you know.
It took a white man to tell me. He says, how is it when a black man kill a black man, it's not really outrage?
Yeah.
But when a white man kills a black man, it's gonna start a riot.
The American media has manipulated the narrative of crime. Black on black crime is a made up thing. You have never heard white on white crime. Never heard the Asian on Asian crime. They have tried to fraction and compartmentalize us to feel as if where the crime is where we are. The lead murderers in America are white men. The lead robbers in America are white men. The largest amount of rapists are white men. The highest number of domestic abusers is white men. The highest number of arrested pedophiles is white men. The greatest number of drug dealers arrested is white men. But if you ask the average American who are the proponents of crime, is a black face to it. They're now trying to create this narrative that the immigrants are bringing in the crime because they never want to own up to what it is that they have done. Part of our responsibility is to pull the sheets off. We had a shooting here in Georgia not long ago. A young man named Colt, 14 years old, went and shot up his high school. His father's now being charged. Can you imagine what conversation me and you would be having if Colt was black and Colt's black father gave him a gun?
Oh my God.
Television, the internet would explode on the irresponsibility of black fathers, on why it is that young black men have guns and are carrying guns. Always shifted to make black men feel hyper.
Please,
hurts.
Oh my God, this is such a bad person.
He didn't answer the question at all. He just went a completely irrelevant, false direction.
They said that. All right, he said so much bullshit in that thing, but like the one when he said, "Can you imagine if that was a black kid that shot up whatever, and the father got the gun or whatever the fuck it is?" Bro, they're literally terrorizing communities on fucking Instagram Live while shooting and killing people. He's a bad person.
Nah, man, doesn't exist. Black on black crime.
Why you think he's doing that? You think he's grifting, or you think he's just over grifting?
Bro, this sounds like my dad, man. Bro, this is like a real thing, like the community, like they real deal. Like I grew up thinking like they grew up teaching us like black on black crime is just crime. They blowing it out of proportion and all this other shit. And then I grow up and I see the statistics and all of the homicides are on one side or two sides of the town. And that town is 95%, that side is 95% son. Like, it's just like, come on, man. Is this honest? But they know better. He's a Democrat shield though, like, because he always had aspirations of being like a politician. He ran for Congress, I think.
Hope you can stomach some more of this.
Aggressive, hypersexual, and hyper-criminalized. It's part of a larger historic original sin of America that always criminalizes and points their fingers at black men when it's absolutely not true. The overwhelming majority, Cam, of black men who are under penal supervision are under penal supervision for non-violent offenses. They're on ankle bracelets, home monitors, on parole, on probation, for possession, not for distribution. It may not sound like it's significant, but it's very meaningful. And so that's why it is that we've got to ask the hard and the difficult questions. Where is criminal justice in America? And is justice just us?
Yo, wasn't Cam Newton's dad like a pastor or something like that?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I want to say
I
his
know his
dad.
dad was in his life, though. I know he had his dad
Yeah,
in his
no,
life.
he came from a married family. Like his dad and mom were married. They had multiple children. He was raised the right way, but he chose to like become like this fucking just baby daddy to many people, which is weird.
I gotta get out of bed now. I'll catch up with you next year.
Okay. All right, take it easy, Alexander.
Yeah.
I wonder if the pastor lives in a black neighborhood.
Oh yeah, I told you, his church is in the heart of Blackistan, like a real Blackistan.
Oh, wow.
In Atlanta?
In Baltimore.
No, I thought he was in Atlanta. I thought he was in Atlanta.
No, he's in Atlanta now, but his when he rose to prominence, it was in Baltimore, where he's from.
Oh, okay.
And I showed like some of his hood exploits, man, some of his ventures, his voyeurs into the hood, man. I'm not gonna show the whole this one again, but I'm gonna show just a piece of it because there was some freestyle rapper in there, man, and I ain't gonna do that. Y'all hitting the like button, so I ain't gonna show y'all that. I ain't gonna force y'all to listen to the freestyle rap again, but this is him going to the hood to do some outreach, and there was another brother who had done 25 years in prison who came home, and he had a program, and he was doing some outreach in the hood at the same time, and they weren't together, they were both doing their different kind of outreach, and they crossed paths, and this is what happened.
I gotta holler at you, man. Check this out. This is what you want to know, right? I'm the streets, man. What I want to know, man, cold-blooded, man. You, like I'm saying, man, you say you for the people. You got our people all up in your church. You know what I mean? You're supposed to lead these people, man. And I mean, I understand that y'all said, but you had no answers for like, yo, man, then you come down here like late. Like, Tom been on the ground like 100, like 300 something days. You down here now. Don't come.
What'd you do for Taco?
We don't want you nowhere in our city, yo. Like, we don't need want you on our streets. Like, you disrespect our streets, man. This me, PFK Boom. I was on the front. You disrespected up here north, and you came down there. You ain't even fighting no war with us, yo. You ain't had nothing on your show. You ain't had no guns or nothing. And then you fucking with our oppressors. What you mean, how you fucking with Roland Blake and all them, man? You trying to kill us, man.
Where were you for
That's you
Tyrone
are, man. But we telling you are. The streets feel like you killing us, man. All right. No, we don't want you in our fucking city now. Then get the fuck out the whole city. Now, is it that easy?
So chaotic.
Out of here? No, sir. Well, check this out, man. Don't come nowhere down here no more. Wherever PFK Boom at, don't come. I know you can try your henchmen. I know you, yo, Timmy and all them. I know you can go and see right about all that. Get the henchmen. Don't come down here no more. Boom said it. Me, as a man, the streets don't want you here. I'm speaking for them. So we see you here. So you said you won't come on my motherfucking streets no more, right? Don't bring your ass down here no fucking more. I mean it, yo. On my fucking kids, yo. Cause you're a fucking disgrace. A guardian angel for Satan. For who? Cause you damn sure ain't guard me, nigga. Get the fuck up out of here.
What you do for Tyrone West again?
Empower what? This dick, nigga.
Yo,
the walk of shame.
Yo, you know what that? Hey, you know what that remind me of? You remember when Kanye was acting crazy, but he actually ran into that crazy motherfucker?
Yeah. He got in the truck and wouldn't get out the truck.
Yeah, you said, hey, he was acting crazy, but that motherfucker saw crazy and he ain't crazy.
This pastor, listen, the pastor, he met his match that day, man. He knew not to say that. He knew not to try to brother, I'm gonna pray for you, because he knew this a brother that you can't talk slick to. What you mean you gonna pray for me, bitch ass nigga?
Hey, once that man started talking with his hands and started getting animated and shit like that, he should have walked away immediately. Like I
Yeah.
don't even know why he stayed that long.
I know. I'm telling you, he stayed way too long.
The only reason he stayed that long was because of the cameras, to be honest.
I'm
asking.
And we got, and he was big during the BLM riots. He was, Freddie Gray riots. We did all that. And we talked about that. And this woman, remember her?
To see my son come across the street with a rock in his hand, I think at that point I just lost it.
The woman being hailed the Mom of the Year for giving her 16-year-old son a licking for taking part in the Baltimore riots is speaking out.
You will not be throwing rocks and stones at police officers.
Mother of 6, Toya Graham, appeared on CBS this morning and spoke about how she was home watching live TV coverage of the violence when she recognized her son Michael taunting police.
I recognized the baggy sweatpants. He did have the hoodie on and he did have the face mask on, but it was something about those sweatpants he had on.
She ran to the scene and gave him a dose of tough love. The drama was caught on camera, and now millions of people around the nation are cheering her. Check out today's New York Post front page. Send in the moms. It was another night of confrontation between cops and protesters in Baltimore as police tried to enforce the 10 o'clock curfew and take control of the streets. They moved forward, and the crowd moved back. But that didn't stop some from testing the patience of law enforcement. Most residents respected the 10 o'clock.
Shit looked like Gaza.
Yo, I guarantee you that son, he either dead or in jail. I guarantee you.
You know what? There's an update on him. I think there was an update on him. Let me see.
Sons are so lucky because if it was Israel or China or anybody else, they would have dropped a fucking couple of JDAMs on him and called it a night.
Also, she's the problem. She has 6 kids, no husband, probably different baby daddies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They create these guys.
That was 9 years ago. I'm trying to look for an update, man.
He probably been dead for 6.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm trying to I don't know, man. I saw a update a few years ago. What was her name? Toya Graham. Okay, that's her name. Toya Graham. Come on, Toya. Well, yeah, there she is. So that was 9 years ago. Damn, is there any update? Let me see.
Bro, I gave you the update, bro. I'm telling you, he's gone, bro.
Christ.
Bro, he wasn't even listening to his mom there. He was like running away from her while she was swinging on him, bro. He's gone, bro.
I think there it was. Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm going to encourage my son every time he does right, something positive.
That's Toya Graham's focus these days. She can no longer discipline her son or keep him in the house. Michael Singleton is 21 years old now. But 5 years ago, he was a young high school student who got caught up in the unrest in the aftermath of Freddie Gray's death.
I just wanted.
This is 4 years ago, so he was alive 4 years ago.
The message to be out there that, I love him.
Those eyebrows, right? So let me hear. Let me see.
I was going through something at the time. A lot of my friends was abused and other things by the police and the law, and I guess that's what we was all up there for.
Graham told Singleton that morning to come straight home from school and not get involved. She went to Mondawmin after hearing school had let out early, hoping to not find him in the crowd, and yanked him up. Better her than police.
He could have injured one of those police officers, and they could have retaliated just by instinct, not because they police, but because they're human beings. Because he had
to places they'd never been to.
Mom, I'm trying to listen to what mom say without the fucking eyebrows, but she make a lot of sense though. She
definitely makes sense. I guarantee you.
That moment in time.
She's not an asshole, you know.
I bet you mom had like a granddad or a father or something that was a police
cop.
officer.
Yeah.
And put Graham and her son in the spotlight. They were on national news and talk shows, going to places they'd never been to, New York and Hollywood. Trips they were grateful for, but a lot of unkept promises were made for housing, scholarships, and mentoring programs for Singleton.
Michael was.
A lot of people said they was gonna give her free shit. I remember that. Everybody was offering her free stuff. Salute to Adolf Diversity. This is they were supposed to get a lot of free stuff. I do remember that. But hold on, I want to play this what she said right.
One of those police officers.
Yeah, here you go. Right.
Hoping to not find him in the crowd and yanked him up. Better her than police.
They could have injured one of those police officers, and they could have retaliated just by instinct, not because they police, but because they're human beings. Because he had a big rock.
I always say it was tough love. You feel me? Because, like she say, all them things could have happened. I could have been another victim to society.
Hey man, that kid might still be around, man. Cook County. I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if your assessment. Well, you didn't know the kid. You didn't hear him.
No. Listen, I'm looking him up and I can't find anything. Like he might have he might be teaching African American studies at Norfolk State or some shit.
Shit. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP coming.
You know they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money because right after this shit happened, their house burned down.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they got a whole lot of I don't think it was GoFundMe then, but it was fundraising.
Nah, it was GoFundMe.
Oh, okay.
Salute to Eric Ass Op Nation Hall of Famer coming through once again.
That moment in time put Graham and her son in the spotlight. They were on national news and talk shows, going to places they'd never been to, New York and Hollywood. Trips they were grateful for, but a lot of unkept promises were made for housing, scholarships, and mentoring programs for Singleton.
Michael was angry. Michael was very angry. He was very upset because he was promised so many things.
It hurt me as a young.
I got a 2024 article, Baltimore Mom and Son Speak to The View about the Baltimore riots.
Oh, it's an article?
Yeah, they did an interview with The View in May.
Not on TV? Just in...
according to this article. Anyway, maybe hold on.
If you can find the video, please. This kid is. I think this is a good kid, man. Good.
He speaks well.
Yeah.
Singleton dropped out of high school, but did get his GED. Okay. He has several.
But hey, man.
God damn it.
He's still a good kid, though.
Okay,
man.
On Baltimore standards, has he killed 2 people?
I don't know, man.
Singleton dropped out of high school, but did get his GED. He has several jobs, but is now focused on making music. One song is called Try and Blow.
Trying to be big. I want to be.
Wow.
Come on, we read this one. You read it wrong. I read it wrong. I think
man, you said he was dead. No, you said he was dead. I just said
he might be
dead or in jail. I think now
breathing,
he's at least in county right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. He's a rapper. Oh my God, man. Yikes.
Remember for something other than this ride that they keep on talking about.
He's made music videos. Many of them feature his mother.
But she told me stay focused.
You got the opportunity to do things.
And Singleton has found a mentor in Baltimore anti-violence activist and youth advocate running for mayor, Carmichael Stokey Kennedy. He's appeared in his campaign videos about getting young people to vote. Kennedy says young black men use rap to vent.
So if you can find a way to collaborate with young individuals who have similar experiences such as yourself, I think it's a proper and excellent platform to do so.
What do you think about his mentor, Carmichael Stokey Kennedy?
I think they need less rap. How about that for a change?
Yeah, man.
What a revelation it would be if this dude was like, "Yo, stop fucking rapping. Shut the fuck up, you dumbass. You
It
sound like a
hasn't worked in
retard."
40 years.
Come on, his style was transcendent.
I was doing my best, and my mom told me to do the best.
He was better than that Melungeon rapper earlier.
Yeah. Well, chat. What do you think? Who's better, man? Miss Melungeon or this guy, man?
It's like who's the smartest kid with Down syndrome?
I don't know. There's a clear winner here, I think.
It's a proper and excellent platform to do so.
Helped me change my life.
How?
He got me into like voting. I voted, registered to vote. I talked.
He got me into voting.
It's a well-informed voter.
Shit.
Shit. I'll be voting, shit.
Yo,
Who'd
man,
you
I'm
vote
sure
for?
Yo, I'm sure he's well versed in all the issues, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm positive of that, man.
The vote. I talk to him on a daily basis, like on some big brother, little brother type stuff.
Singleton says he gets discouraged by all of the young friends he has lost, more than he can count on two hands. All have died of sense.
Jesus.
So there were 4.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sure there was if he's with this high school in Baltimore, he went to high school. Well, he dropped out, so I mean, he may be a little less than the typical Baltimore student that graduates, but I'm sure he knows.
The name is Dashane Migione Woodson.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see
names.
An Italian, man.
As a Sicilian or something, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Out on two hands. All have died of senseless violence. He hopes music can be his ticket out of poverty and Charm City.
I'm trying to get out. Trying to get out of Baltimore City. It ain't too hard to get into it though.
And it's hard to get
Why
out.
do you want to get out so bad? Why is it so
black
bad?
people?
Whoop.
You know what? I think a great place for this guy to go would probably be somewhere like Liechtenstein or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
No.
We'll take him
I think
in.
Liberia would take him in with open arms. He would excel there. He'd probably be fucking president.
Yeah, but Liechtenstein, man, they got more stuff. You know,
They have like 30 by 30 kilometers
That's
of
not what I
arable
heard.
land there. Perfect for sunmen.
But I'm confused, Doc. The pastor said the white people are the more dangerous ones. So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Makes
he'll
no
be at
sense.
home in Liechtenstein. He'll be at home around
Right,
all
dude.
the
When they get there, you take them and harvest their melanin. That's the game here.
Yeah, exactly.
He can rap here.
It ain't too hard to
Starts
get
rap
into it
career.
though.
And it's hard to get out.
It's hard to get out.
Graham says she doesn't think Baltimore has gotten better since the riots. She thinks it's gotten worse. And every day Singleton leaves the house, she is terrified.
All I can do is make a phone call to him now. And it's scary. It's scary as a mom because you want him to be out there in society, but you know everything that's going on. And I'm scared for my son.
So she does all she can to keep her children close and works hard to provide for them. Lisa Robinson, WBAL, TV 11 News.
So yeah, man, good story, man. We know he's still alive, man. Considering, man, that you see the article you said, so he made it, man. The young brother made it, man. Salute to him, man. It's hard to make it, man. Out there, man. Yeah, man, it's rough over them parts, man. You talking about
you need to do a segment about rappers. You know, like rapper of the week. And
we do rappers all the time.
I like the
we wait till they die.
Mm-hmm.
We wait till they die, and then we do a story on them. But we used to do more. A lot of rappers haven't been dying as much this past year as
better late than never, right?
I mean, maybe it's because it's winter. You know, it's cold outside.
It's usually the time when they get killed. But let's see. Let's do those again.
The chaos in Forney did not start here, but that gunshot is when it gets really messy.
Damn, that girl got shot.
Screaming.
Wow.
That girl got shot. Wow.
Look at those houses, man.
That could be like a gated community in most. Without Sons, this could be like Edward Scissorhands and shit. Out like a fucking the Wonder Years and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if you hear some man interviewed and he'll say it's usually quiet around here. It's like what?
Yeah,
What are you
stuff like
talking
this
about,
never
bro?
happens around here. Stuff like this never happens.
This is a Tyrone Triggerhands.
But that gunshot is when it gets
Tyrone Triggerhands. But from Edward Scissorhands to Tyrone Triggerhands.
The chaos in Forney did not start here, but that gunshot is when it gets really messy, sending kids screaming.
Couple kids got shot.
And running.
The Melungeon kid got shot too.
To break up their.
The Melungeon got shot. Look at the Melungeon with the afro. He got shot too.
And the cops right there, and they're
and
still
running
chaos.
from the officers sent to break up their fight.
This is where it happened.
Right.
Mariah Gibson watched from her doorbell camera dozens of teenagers moving in Thursday.
They're coming.
Wow, that's
You can hear
terrifying right
them
there.
coming.
And now
I'm
we
telling
can hear a
you,
cop and deputy.
This scene right here, if this was going on outside of my house, man, I would lock all the doors and call the police, man. I'm telling you straight up and down, I would be on the phone with 911 like a motherfucker. Yo, it's a bunch of fucking sun turds over here. Come get these niggas.
You know what's crazier than this scene, Ike, is if a hotep heard you talking, they'd be like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?
Man,
what do I
I'm
mean, bro?"
snitching. I'm snitching. I'm calling the police. If it was half of them, it wouldn't even have to be this many. It'll be half as many as these, man. Oh man. Hey,
More than 3.
Yeah, man. Get these niggas, man.
How many guns do you think are in this scene alone?
In that crowd, I would
about
say probably
that?
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Right. At least
You know-
3.
What I don't get is, in their minds, these people would be the most peaceful of all if it weren't for gliders.
Yeah.
As evidenced by their societies all throughout the world.
Yeah, right. They're so peaceful. If it weren't for gliders, they would be just angels.
The fact that black women are more likely to commit murder than white men is just
All violent crime, actually.
yeah, it's just insane, man. That's such an insane stat,
You can
man.
hear
That's pretty
them
cool.
coming.
And now we
Maybe
can
not
hear a
domestic.
Kaufman deputy calling for backup
I'm going to need a lot more units, guys.
when he sees just how many kids there are fighting near North Forney High School.
They're still trying to fight. I got too many.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
The sheriff's office is trying to figure that out too. A spokesperson says while trying to de-escalate the situation, an officer's weapon went off, hitting the street and causing bullet fragments to hurt 2 officers
I got hit with the shovel.
and 3 juveniles. You can see one
Oh,
girl
it was
in
the
pain
officer?
from Gibson's camera.
She was standing right here. And then I guess the pain got to her. And so she like sat down in the grass.
Officers continue to struggle with the teens, throwing one to the ground as more rush in.
Grabbed him and dropped him to the ground. And then there was a girl that ran up and he pushed her really hard.
Emergency crews brought the 3 juveniles and deputy to the hospital. The sheriff's office says their injuries were not life-threatening. A sheriff's spokesperson says today he has no updates on the incident.
How do you feel about it?
I'm just glad it's over.
But the investigation, now in the hands of Texas Rangers, is just getting started. In Forney, I'm Cole Sullivan.
Yo, these like dark-skinned little sisters with the hair, long braids, like the Predator, attacking cops and shit, and they're like fucking 16 years old.
You know what would help in this situation is a nightstick. You just smack them really hard, smack them on the knees.
That's
might
never
help
helped.
suppress them.
That nightstick will have your fucking whole fucking country fucking uproar. Now that's the thing about Sons. They got it so good that your local police department doesn't come under fire when something happens to one of them. The entire policing apparatus, federal and local, comes under scrutiny.
I'm talking about the old school nightsticks, not the modern batons, like the real thick ones. smacked him
tractions
like,
would be good.
he punched him in the stomach,
Yeah.
teach them some respect.
Yeah. You know,
Put
call
some
me an
fear in
asshole.
them.
Call me an asshole, right? But looking at videos like that one, make it that much more hilarious. How European countries are allowing them in by the dozens.
Tell them dozens.
It's
By the
crazy.
boatload.
Tonight, a D.C. woman blasting one of the nation's top package delivery companies, UPS, after she says 2 of its drivers stole her wallet from her driveway. And now one of those workers has been fired. It is a story you will only see on Fox 5. Our Bob Barnard live tonight in Northeast with those details. Bob?
Hey there, Marina. Once again, a person in a position of trust is caught on camera behaving badly. You've seen the videos of delivery drivers doing the right thing. In this one, a FedEx employee fighting off a porch pirate, trying to steal a package he's delivering. And then there are the ones who go the other way. This FedEx employee got fired for throwing a box onto a customer's front step. And now there's this video of 2 UPS employees apparently stealing a customer's wallet from her driveway here in Northeast D.C. This was on Wednesday of this week.
I have a cousin who's a driver. I have a friend who worked at the corporate office, right? So I know how hard they work. I respect them. I try to, be kind to them and to have this happen, it was unnecessary. It was truly unnecessary and just wrong.
Kelly Adams says her ordeal started during that crazy rainstorm Wednesday when she got home from a luncheon and dropped her wallet onto her driveway while getting out of.
Bitch, you slipping, man. You can't be slipping like that, man. This ain't Mayberry.
Her lift. That was captured in this video clip.
Got rained on, so I ran upstairs to change shirts really quickly. I see the UPS drivers.
Yeah, that was
quick. Can we get a little view of what we missed in the rain, man? You paying that camera down a little bit, bro?
That was captured in this video clip.
Got rained on, so I ran upstairs to change shirts really quickly. I see the UPS drivers. I'm literally looking for the wallet because I would like to tip them.
This next video shows the seasonal worker
$2.
picking up the wallet and taking it with them. Kelly says
seasonal, man. What was he supposed to do? Like, think about it. You seasonal worker, you probably didn't even get your first check yet. You see a wallet on the ground. I'm not gonna beat these brothers up for this, man. You see a wallet on the ground, you're like, oh shit.
She said
Christmas.
They needed a tip.
Yeah, I can't knock these brothers for this, man. I'm not even gonna really knock these brothers.
$1 each.
When I was young, I would have definitely taken that wallet. I mean, definitely 1,000%.
Seasonal worker picking up the wallet and taking it with them. Kelly says it wasn't until she checked her Ring videos that she saw what happened.
I was right there thanking them for what they did. And again, looking for my wallet so I could give them a Christmas tip.
Kelly says she learned from UPS today that one of the employees dropped the wallet off at the Bladensburg post office, not in an envelope with her address on it, just the wallet itself. So she went and collected it this morning.
My money's gone, so over $2,000 is gone.
Damn.
Oh, so you had 2,000? Nah, man. You had 2,000. Some brothers ain't gonna turn in the wallet after they fucking. Brother ain't gonna take the money and turn in the wallet. You lying, bitch. You had $2,000 cash in your wallet. This chick might be lying, man. I don't know, man. She seemed like a nice lady, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think?
2 stacks in the wallet.
2 stizzacks.
And the funny thing is, to me, it's like they pull up a minute later,
Yeah.
That thing wasn't out there for a long time.
And some son's gonna return a wallet, turn in the wallet. Nah, man.
They maybe tossed it out of the car somewhere and somebody picked it up.
Look, they got better impulse control than a lot of brothers because they're out there working a job and shit. Like, this was a very low-hanging fruit. It wasn't like they were just walking around and, oh shit, we can carjack someone, It was less of a crime of opportunity than that.
Yeah, man. These brothers deserve a little grace, man. I don't like the fact that they're being portrayed as like hard and like this is a lot of attention for picking up a wallet you found on the ground.
Like give a mouse a cookie and then you hit it.
Yeah, and especially considering the type of stuff that goes on every day in this fucking
Maybe
zone.
the whole tech are right.
Kelly says she learned from UPS today that one of the employees dropped the wallet off at the Bladensburg post office, not in an envelope with her address on it, just the wallet itself. So she went and collected it this morning.
My money's gone, so over $2,000 is gone. And gift cards are gone. I think they try to use a card because it's like chewed up or something in a weird way.
UPS sent us a statement this afternoon, and it reads in part, the temporary seasonal hire has been terminated. This incident does not reflect our values. We have no tolerance for theft. UPS employees are trained to perform their jobs with integrity and professionalism. Kelly says that's not good enough. She's asked police to press charges against both the helper and the driver, who she says knew what was happening.
I'm sorry. You made a bad choice, and now there's consequences to those actions. And I just hope, as a district, we start to actually prosecute people as opposed to just let them walk around.
Jesus Christ. This the time you want to be like hard on crime and shit? Because she voted for Kamala. Like, you don't even have to guess. Like, she voted for Kamala and she voted for every Democrat on the ticket. And she thinks Trump's a racist. I promise. If as sure as we're live right now on this fucking computer, this woman thinks Trump is everything The View. Like, she's the type of person that watches The View and be like, amen. You tell him, sister.
Yep.
I promise you. Let's see what else is going on, man. Everyone hit that like button, man. Salute to make sure you support the channel too, man.
Did you cover the Duke Lacrosse sister? She just gave an interview recently.
Yeah. I really didn't get a chance to cover that. But we may get to that one soon. We may get to that soon, man. But yeah, I'm aware of that.
Where'd he go? What?
Newly released footage shows police frantically searching for the driver moments after a tragic crash killed 5 best friends. It's just some of the evidence that led to the federal conviction of a former DFL lawmaker's son. Inside his rented Cadillac, they found these bags of deadly drugs and this handgun. As Uba Ali explains, a jury will see this evidence in court again, this time for murder charges.
For the first time,
it's an unspeakable tragedy, irreplaceable loss.
We're seeing the evidence that presented a detailed timeline before last June's tragic crash. A crash that killed 5 best friends who were getting ready for a wedding.
I can't personally get over anything until I know for a fact that justice has been served.
Last month, a federal jury convicted Derek Thompson with intent to sell these fentanyl pills and having a gun as a felon, all stemming from the same crash.
Families are obviously very disheartened by the fact that he's already been convicted by one jury and still won't accept responsibility.
Now, some of the same evidence will be shown again in 2 months at Thompson's murder trial. Attorney Jeff Storms will be there.
What you'll see more of at the state court level is really the horror inflicted upon the girls.
Investigators say this surveillance video from the airport shows Thompson renting the SUV less than a half hour before the crash. Another angle shows him leaving. Then a trooper says he clocked Thompson driving nearly 100 miles per hour. But
look how fast he's going on the exit.
Angle shows him leaving. Then a trooper says he clocked Thompson driving nearly 100 miles per hour before exiting at Lake Street, blindsiding the girls. The crash so violent we had to pause.
Jesus Christ. How many times have we fucking seen this, dude?
Before exiting at Lake Street, blindsiding the girl.
Yo.
That's savage.
Kill all 5 of them.
And they always survive.
And he didn't have a scratch on him. He ran. He got out of the car and ran. Jesus.
Savannah instinct kicked in.
Nothing a blunt can't fix, right, Ike?
He probably didn't even run. He probably had like a light jog at best.
Lake Street, blindsiding the girls, the crash so violent we had to pause it. Then a description from witnesses.
White or gray sweater? Is it black male? And he got lost. White male, black male?
Taking off, leaving this receipt in the car, and
Why you
even
gotta say
asking a
black,
stranger for a ride.
Hell no.
Ultimately ending up at a fast food restaurant limping.
Okay. He limping. Okay. So
Oh, I got a little sprained ankle or something.
He stumped his toe.
Before police find him on the curb.
Why are you bleeding? Huh? Why are you bleeding? 303. You see that?
Bleeding? What's that got to do with anything? Yeah, this is an old cut, bro.
That looks pretty fresh to me. White shirt, bro.
You feel this blood running down my arm. That's old, bro. That was over 30 seconds ago. That's old.
Thompson rejected a plea deal in this case, opting to stand trial instead. That is set to be.
Took that to trial? Wow.
I guarantee you why. If you hit him with that race car during that encounter, that's because I'm black, man. Right, but duh. It's because you black. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, bro.
You see a black man with a fresh wound, you just assume that I killed 5 Somalians? The fuck?
Why is this sister wearing a snakeskin on her head?
She's Somalian.
Yeah.
Two women gunned down in southwest Memphis. 48 hours later, no arrests. Good evening. I'm Joe Birch. My colleague Joy Redmond is off. 2 women gunned down in southwest Memphis. 48 hours later, no arrests. Good evening. I'm Joe Birch. My colleague Joy Redmond is off this evening. While Memphis police have not identified the victims, Action News 5's Stephanie Douglas spoke to a close friend who says one of the victims left a legacy in the Memphis hair industry, and she has this story.
We know her as Petey. Her name is Ellen. I met Petey when I was 19 years old, just started working in the salon. We worked side by side, tag teaming.
And Dr. Barbara Love says for the next 3 decades, her friendship with Ellen Granberry evolved. Most of their time spent together behind a salon chair, perfecting their passion, cutting, coloring, and styling heads in Memphis.
The first salon she opened up was called One in a Million. It was years ago. Everybody, mine was Be Lovely Beautiful. Hers was One in a Million. We both branched out and she did a great thing. Very, very, now when I say very, very creative in this industry.
She says Ellen was more than a beautician owner. She was a mother of 3 boys and someone who could talk a lot about life, including her highly publicized divorce between Marquis Granberry, former owner of Mo Money Taxes, which Love says she planned to write a book on. Love says someone who spent a lot of time with Ellen was her childhood friend Sharon, the same friend found dead alongside Ellen in the bullet-ridden car Monday on Manson Avenue.
We're not going to ever know the full story. We weren't there. We don't know. My biggest thing is how she felt. What was the ordeal?
Why is she already conceding that you'll never know the full story? There's plenty of homicides where we get the full story. Why is she already submit hey, we never know what really happened?
I could guess based on the huge volume of other cases like this.
Yeah, but it's just
I can make general projections with available data, which a lot of people don't seem to be able to.
Is how she felt. What was the ordeal? That was going through her mind. Oh my God, I'm not going to make it out of this.
Days after their death, Memphis police are still looking for leads to make an arrest. But Barbara says in the meantime, she's working on ways to honor her friend's legacy in the beauty industry.
Something will happen. Maybe a her show in her honor or something.
That was our Stephanie Douglas reporting. Anyone with information on this shooting is asked to call Crime Stoppers, and the number, of course, not.
Women dead after a double shooting in southwest Memphis this afternoon. The car both of them were in appeared to be riddled with bullets. Action News 5's Bria Bolden shares what we know so far about the investigation.
Chris Logan says he sees his neighborhood changing. How has the neighborhood been, I guess, over the last 4 years?
Great.
And then today?
It's sad.
A double shooting Monday, leaving him and other neighbors concerned for their community. They're looking to city leaders for answers.
Try to do more and try to stop what's going on around here. Because it seems like it's getting worse to me. I've never seen nothing like it.
Details are limited, but police say the shooting on Manson Drive near South 3rd Street and West Shelby Drive happened around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Neighbors tell us they heard the gunshots, and the victims, 2 women, died in a car, which appears to have several bullet holes in it. The shooter or shooters are still on the run. Memphis police report at least 287 homicides so far this year. According to the Memphis Data Hub, there was 1 reported crime on Manson this year until Monday. There are 4 other crimes that have been reported this year nearby: an arson, aggravated assault, damage of property, and an intimidation call.
Oh, so the brother was telling the truth, man. Finally, we got somebody telling the truth about it. It's good around here. This was the first time something bad happened around here in a long time.
Yeah, Manson Road, it's a paradise.
Yeah, man.
Reporting in Memphis, Bria Bolden, Action News 5.
The identities of the victims have not been released. Police have no suspect information to share. If you know anything about this investigation, call Memphis Police or Crime Stoppers 901-528-CASH.
Like, as it has been observed before, if Memphis were its own country, it would be one of the top 10 most violent countries in the world.
I think higher than that, no? Like top 5 maybe?
Kind of hate to
I don't know which.
To be the person to walk around with a gun on his waist everywhere I go. I really don't feel like that'd be helping anything. But at this time, I'm willing to do anything that I feel like can help protect me and mine.
That's Purvis Quinn. He says he's lived in the same home in the Speedway Terrace National Historic District of Memphis for decades. But what happened to him and his wife last week has them exploring their options now. That's because they were caught in the middle of a shootout. His wife was hit several times, in fact.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson joins us live tonight outside of the Tillman station. Daniel, this happened in an area of Midtown, in fact, not far from Crosstown Concourse.
Daryl and Darcy, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. Yes, and theoretically, this could happen to any of us. A couple out walking their dog one evening when they're caught in the middle of a gun battle.
We're learning more about the tense moments that preceded this scene, which we first brought you as breaking news last Thursday night at 10.
The car shot by us after we heard the gunshots.
Purvis Quinn says he and his wife were walking their dog JoJo when it happened.
She immediately was ready to go home, so we started walking back toward the house.
At that point, he says they saw guys running toward them with pistols.
And they just started shooting toward us.
Quinn says one of the men shot his wife.
I'm trying to chase her down. She took out the running. I'm trying to chase her down. The dog was barking, going crazy. It was total chaos.
Quinn says the crime happened right in front of this church. He lives right down the way. He says he has lived.
The dog JoJo knew that there were sons about and tried to take them home. He said that the dog wanted to go straight home.
Quinn says the crime happened right in front of this church. He lives right down the way. He says he has lived in this home since birth. He hates to leave, but he says at this point, he's considering it.
At this point in time, I'm about ready to go and pick up, sell, and just start all over again.
Quinn says now in his 50s, he really doesn't want to start over. He believes the neighborhood now attracts crime because of the broken window theory. That theory says people are more likely to commit crimes in areas that have become run down.
This neighborhood it had a family in every house. As you can look around now, some of the houses are condemned and dead. And I mean, it used to be a wonderful neighborhood to live in, to raise a family in. The drugs moved in, crime went up.
Backwards way of looking at it.
Everything just started going downhill from there.
I'm pretty sure the neighborhood became shitty and abandoned because of the crime, not the other way around.
But
he's
it almost
leaving.
feels
He's leaving because of the crime.
Yeah,
Right.
It almost feels though, like, and not to be like it's rude, but like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if some people move into an area, that shit's gonna start, getting worn down, not taken care of. And if that leads to crime, well then, it's gonna happen as a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
And he adds this.
She's against having guns in the home. But I'm at the point now where I want to buy a gun just to protect us. I really feel strongly that if I'd have had me a weapon that night, it wouldn't have been as tragic for her as it was.
Just driving through that neighborhood.
nigga, you would have shit a brick. You're not a shooter. You wouldn't have instantly pulled out and started busting. You're not a shooter. You're not built like that. Just having a gun on you is not a gun is not a bulletproof vest. Let's see what's going on.
That story arc was insane though. I mean, I know it was like very nonchalant, very like casual. However, if we like
great.
stop and really think about it,
Yeah.
how fucked up is that?
You with your dog and your shit. Let's see what's going on in Germany. Germany, man, Germany. Let's see what's happening in Germany. Diversity is reigning in Germany. Make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chat. Also support the channel by liking the stream, man. Let's go, Germany.
Breaking news out of Germany tonight. At least 2 people have been killed. 68 other people have been injured after a car traveling at high speed plowed into a Christmas market in Germany. A suspect is in custody. He is, according to authorities, a Saudi Arabian doctor in his 50s who has lived. Authorities, a Saudi Arabian doctor in his 50s who has lived in Germany since 2006. This attack taking place in the city of Magdeburg, Germany, west of Berlin.
Damn, Saudi Arabia. You like, well, at least don't let in the criminals, just let in the good ones.
he was activated. They gave him the signal to do his thing.
Yeah, man. The cell.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Aloha Operation Aloha Snack Bar.
Saudi Arabian doctor in his 50s who has lived in Germany since 2006. This attack taking place in the city of Magdeburg, Germany, west of Berlin. About 250, 300,000 people there. Their market crowded at that hour. Just about 3 hours ago, a little bit more than 3 hours ago now. Joining us now, our ABC News chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell. Ian, what are you hearing at this hour about this attack?
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly getting more pieces of the puzzle. We're still awaiting an official press conference by German security authorities. But the prime minister of the state in which Magdeburg is based and the interior minister of that state have been giving sort of impromptu press conferences nearby. We now know, tragically, that at least 2 people have been killed. And we also now understand that one of those killed was a toddler, the other an adult, possibly the parent, but we don't know that yet. Over 60 have been injured. We also understand from a US source, a security source, that German authorities are regarding this as a potential act of terrorism. We certainly know that, again, local authorities were saying that the act certainly appeared deliberate, and we can't show you the whole of the CCTV footage from the site. It's too tough to watch, but
just go online. It's all over online. The footage.
We have looked at it. It certainly appears a deliberate act. It's a brutal, brutal video to watch as this car plows at high.
So yeah, Germany, man, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Saudi Arabian. This was a Germanian or something. Very sad.
In breaking news, a car has ploughed through a Christmas market in the central East German city of Magdeburg in a suspected terror attack. The premier of the state ramming the attack confirmed the attack by 2 people, including a toddler, are dead. 68 others have suffered injuries, including 15 who are said to have suffered serious injuries. Vision has emerged of the moment Germany police arrested the suspect at the scene. Authorities believe they have identified their suspect as a 50-year-old doctor, Saudi Arabian citizen. The state premier says he is a permanent resident and first arrived in Germany in 2006.
At the moment, it's been a crime committed by one person, and there is no further danger to be awaited.
We have live pictures for you now coming in from Germany. Roughly 100 firefighters and 50 other emergency crews. They are.
See, the thing that people don't know, that you guys may not know, that right now there's a lot of tension between the Muslims and the Germans, the native Germans, over Christmas. So, like right here it says, thousands of Muslim immigrants have arrived to the Christmas festivity fair. This was a few days ago in Germany to protest against the tradition that goes against their belief in Islam. They don't want to see any other festivals in Bakra Eid. So they've been protesting against Christmas celebrations. Like, look at this. Look at all these people out here. This is if the Germans don't look at this, if this doesn't change them, nothing will.
It's not only in Germany, it's in Belgium, it's in France, it's in the Netherlands, it's all over Europe. It's crazy what's going on at the moment.
Like, how do you, like, I just don't know how. Thank God we got Trump, man. A strong man. I need a strong man over there, man.
Trump's going to let in a lot of people.
Yeah, Trump won't do shit. He's just going to do the legal route.
No, but what I'm talking about is to preserve something. Yeah, we know he can't turn everything around overnight, and he only has 4 years. But to preserve some semblance of the country we used to know. Like,
Trump said he wants more immigration than ever. He just wants it the legal way.
And he wants it from white countries. I guarantee you he wants it from white countries. I guarantee
I don't believe so. I mean, we'll see, but I'm not very optimistic about that.
They already said they're not deporting anybody but violent criminals.
Yeah.
If they can prove it.
Well, listen, here's the thing. You don't know what's going to happen with that right now. We'll see. We'll see. But here's the thing.
You see these guys on... Sorry, go on.
No, go
See these guys on the video, they all came because of the Syrian war. And now that Bashar al-Assad is gone, they have no more reason to stay there, right? But they will stay there. And these guys have been on welfare for 10 years now.
Wow.
None of them work. All of these fuckers are on welfare.
And they're brave and bold. Jesus Christ. They're so bold. Jeez.
And if you look at the grape statistics in Germany, it's crushing. It really makes you sad.
And the women are the ones that if you speak out against this, those German women will fucking cancel your ass.
There was a case of a 14-year-old girl. She was raped by 11 asylum seekers. Can you believe it? 11. You know what happened to them?
Charged. Nothing.
None of them. One got like a 2 months probation, something. It was laughable.
Yeah.
And then one woman criticized those guys on Facebook, and she got a higher sentence than the rapist.
Yeah, exactly.
The
y'all are done, man.
It's criminal.
Sad to see Europe, man.
But the tide is turning, I think.
Oh, you're over there, so you can tell me. I mean, if you really believe that, man, I have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean,
a South Memphis man is talking with us after he...
Just the way people speak, online and the conversations I have with people. It's just the media that perpetuates this image of the peaceful immigrants and asylum seekers. But people aren't blind, they can see for themselves. It's the same thing with the Suns,
Yeah, but they're
in the
cut,
US.
though. It doesn't matter. Like they're cut. Like, these Muslims are so bold and so brave and so
But the thing is, I'm optimistic. It can change in an instant. If the pot is boiling over, it can change all of a sudden, and people get together and they stand up. It was about to happen, but then all of a sudden this coup thing happened. People were demonstrating against this globalist agenda all over Europe. There were mass demonstrations everywhere, all over Europe and also in the Middle East and all these places. And all of a sudden you have this coup thing happen and everybody has to stay at home. There was no more demonstrations and whatnot.
No, ironic. Wow.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Big coincidence.
A South Memphis man is talking with us after he and his wife suffered from a carjacker. His wife suffering a medical episode while the thief stole their car. Frightening moments that were all caught on.
Yo, sons ain't. Just listen to this. The things they say are just so insane, man.
A South Memphis man is talking with us after he and his wife suffered from a carjacker. His wife suffering a medical episode while the thief stole their car. Frightening moments that were all caught on video. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Hurst. Stephanie is off tonight. WREG's Brian Didlake joins us now live in South Memphis with more. And Brian, it sounds like these thieves not only stole the truck, but also this couple's sense of security.
Yeah, that's correct, Greg. This was the couple's only vehicle, the pickup, according to T.C. Dodden, who is urging, the man who took their truck to turn himself in.
You said you have pain still here?
Still recovering from the carjacking, but looking back, T.C. Dodson says it could have been worse after he and his wife were slammed to the ground as a man stole their pickup truck. Dodson's wife left behind in critical condition, but tonight she's on the mend.
She called me back, told me they finna send her home. And I said, okay, I'll be here waiting on you.
Dodson says the couple's only other vehicle needs maintenance before it can be driven. He and his wife were out running errands earlier this week when Dodson got out to go into a nearby store. When he came back, the truck was there, but his wife was gone. The next time he saw her, she was in the middle of a medical episode a few blocks away at Whitestone Missionary Baptist Church.
The pastor was already out there. She was laying in the driveway of the church. So I stopped and got out there and tried to help him get her and put her back in the truck.
As the pastor leaves to call for help, surveillance video captures the soon-to-be carjacker walking down Barton Road, spotting the couple. The video shows the man pretending to help the couple only to hop in the driver's seat and speed off towards South Parkway East.
That made both of us, when he pulled off, hit that doorway because the door was open and he drove on out with it.
I feel like I failed him. I should have stayed until help arrived, but I just thought it would be okay.
Dodson told Dr. Walker Wright his wife had suffered a stroke earlier in the year, and while disturbing and disheartening, the pastor would like to believe the carjacker didn't mean to hurt the couple.
I just can't believe he meant to hurt them, because if he really wanted to hurt them, he would have hurt them. And he didn't kill them. He didn't hit them. He just took the truck, and they were too close to the truck. And I hate that he did that.
He's one of the good carjackers.
Yeah. He deserves a second chance.
Hopefully that he can turn himself in.
And return the Donson's much needed pickup.
Said to him, bring my truck back. He said to him, you didn't have to do that in the first place.
Rough time with that one.
And
you know, sons don't really steal pickup trucks like that, you know? So this is kind of interesting.
You mean work trucks?
Right. Oh, you're not gonna believe this. Long story short, Chief, one of my buddies, they stole his car, right? He had one of those Dodges, you know, the RTs or whatever, right? And long story short, the police found his car, right? The son, man, that stole his car, Chief, had he put a baby seat in it. A baby car seat. So he was driving his kid around in this shit, Chief, with the back window broken out, right? Because when they got it, the back window was gone. And he found a bunch of they found in there tickets to Disney World. This motherfucker was gonna, I mean, unless he stole them from somebody, but there was Disney World tickets in there, and he found a bunch of a box full of school supplies for kids. This motherfucker was just running errands in a stolen car, Chief.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't relate. I mean, I just don't know what that feels like. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, man. Jeez. Wow. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable, man. Everyone, make sure you hit the like button, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat. We'll
I mean, obviously he found in there a bunch of like gloves too, you know. You can't even fingerprints. At least this Songword had enough fucking sense to wear gloves during his crimes, you know?
right.
Because a lot of them don't even wear masks, so you know, he's a more
No, you're
sophisticated
right.
Songword.
You're right.
And he's a father, you know, he's involved in his kid's life, you know. Hats off to that piece of shit though, you know.
I mean, look, man, that motherfucker was just, he had a car, man, and it was like, it was his. Like, technically, if you think about it, it was his. He had it. He had to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was his car. I can't knock the brother,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, I wonder why the back window was broken out though, because he said on camera they caught it was like two young Sunwords, right? They
Yeah.
caught him with the computer. You know how I guess Dodges you could just I don't know, you could break into him with the little iPad thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Motherfuckers call me an asshole every day.
Mm-hmm.
But so if they unlocked the car and started it with that computer, why in the fuck was the back window broken? You know, like what the fuck were they doing? You know?
What is that video? School nurse threatens to KO.
That letter was delivered to.
Never mind.
Which one?
There was another one there that had kind of an interesting title. It looked like. Yeah, the one with the kid with the red shirt.
She was following him, acting like she wanted to fight. She told him, "I'm going to knock your lights out." She started yelling expletives at him. These are witness statements from an altercation between a school nurse and an 11-year-old little boy. Caitlin Ross holding the powerful accountable this morning. Caitlin, some really serious allegations here we're talking about.
Vinny, we can't even say most of what's alleged in that confrontation because it's so vile. Students accusing a school nurse of using profanity and a racial slur against a 6th grader in the cafeteria. His mom tells 11 Alive exclusively the school is not protecting her child.
She's abused my child physically, mentally, and verbally, and won't nobody help me.
Tormika Ezard held her breath watching video of the confrontation between the school nurse and her young son.
My heart, I swear, was going 100 miles per hour. Then I had to remind myself to breathe.
Citing privacy concerns, Clayton County will not release the surveillance video to Ezard or 11 Alive, but witness statements paint the picture of a violent confrontation.
Degrading. Very degrading. I'm going to F you up. You talk to 11-year-old. I'm going to knock your effing lights out. You're talking to an 11-year-old.
6 children and 3 adults told officials what happened after Jason and another boy were throwing a bag of chips back and forth. The statements say Nurse Beverly Barnes approached Jason and immediately started yelling. Written reports by the principal of the school say she yelled expletives at him and used a racial slur before another teacher intervened.
Man, fuck all that shit, man. Fuck that little punk, man. Jeez. Fuck that punk, man. He got what he deserved, man. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on.
That letter was delivered to the Copes household here in Lindenhurst yesterday, and it touched off a wave of emotions for mom Darcel Copes, her 3 grown children, and 5 small grandchildren who all share the home behind me. Now, the letter carries with it a blatant message of racism. It reads in part, "Attention African-American family. This is coming from the community. Lindenhurst is 84% white. You don't belong here. Please leave as soon as you can."
Black in the community.
Sound like a hoax, man. The way it's written is just like,
Yeah.
That's the other
black person.
black dude in there, man.
This is definitely, I would say this is 99% true.
4% white. You don't belong here. Please leave as soon as you can. The Suffolk Police Hate Crimes Unit is now investigating the letter, but the Copes family didn't stop with a call to the police.
They actually posted the letter on social media to, in their words, shine the light on what was happening. And they say they've received a lot of support from members of this community as a result of that posting. Still, it's been a difficult 24 hours for the family.
I went from being fearful, protecting my family, being totally confused, and wanted to know who and why. And today it becomes even deeper. Is it someone in the school district? Is it the guy at the corner store? Is it my neighbor that's down the street? Where?
Darcel Copes describes the letter writer as a coward, but says she will pray for him. As for the message about leaving town, she says her family will not be intimidated and has no plans on leaving. They've been living here for about 2 years and have experienced no overt racism until now. But when I asked Cope,
no overt racism until this fucking well-worded fucking racial shit.
I wouldn't really call it overt, yeah. Overt would have been like, get the hell out of here, son word. Plant this cross on your yard. Seems more overt, really.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Well, many people have done it, leaving your car unlocked as you're in and out of the house, loading up. Now a Tiger couple is stunned after someone stole their unlocked vehicle right out of their driveway and a little after 7 o'clock this morning. Fox 12's Dylan Scott spoke to the victims and has more.
Riel, good evening. Brazen, probably the only way to describe this truck theft. Take a look at this. You can still see these tire marks. The suspect not even waiting for that gate to open, driving onto the sidewalk and then into the street. However, those in the community say they're speaking out to make sure he doesn't get away for good.
I was still asleep, and I was woken up to, I think somebody stole my car.
Tiger native Candace Antonio says she and her boyfriend Stefan were certainly caught off guard Wednesday morning when his gray Toyota Tundra was stolen right out of their driveway.
He went inside to brush his teeth. That's it. Came back down. He said it was 4 minutes and it was gone.
Tire marks littered on and off the street tell the story of a likely crime of opportunity.
This is like hanging off. I mean, that's probably from the tire.
And a quick getaway.
I got a call from my wife. I was at work. She said, I think there might be something wrong with the neighbor because he didn't wait for the gate to open.
It was longtime neighbor George Patino's truck that the suspect, who appears to be a Hispanic male, first began to rob before dumping one haul for a pickup.
I knew exactly where those checks were supposed to be. They were supposed to be in my truck. So that's when I figured somebody had been in the area.
Little did this thief know, after an incident 4 years ago, this was all being recorded.
I had a camera inside my truck, so I sent them video and shared pictures with the neighbors. That way they knew who to look for.
The Washington County Sheriff's Office says this auto theft is one of a handful in the area, and they're looking to see if they are at all connected, asking anyone who has seen the suspect or the stolen Toyota Tundra to contact law enforcement immediately.
We got to learn that sometimes there's people that come from other areas and like they work neighborhoods, so we just got to be careful.
Having his livelihood stolen was an awful feeling, and I just want people to be more vigilant on, I guess locking their cars up, even if you live in a gated community, because that's not stopping anybody.
And Santonio says they are fortunate to have insurance for both the truck and valuable.
Oh man. Wow. Let's see what else is jeez. Oh wow.
Fox tonight, one person is injured after a shooting at the Clackamas Town Center. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office now has a person of interest detained. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique has more details from law enforcement and shoppers.
Yes, Riel. Police want to specify that this was not an active shooter situation. In fact, it's happened in the parking lot behind me. You can see there are some of the remnants of the crime scene tape. Now, police say that this incident is a reminder of a deadly shooting that happened here 12 years ago, almost to the day. Shots rang out Friday at the Clackamas Town Center as hundreds of shoppers made last-minute holiday purchases. We got to the mall, there were cops everywhere. Deputies responded to the mall in Happy Valley at around 3 p.m. They say the shooting happened in the parking lot, resulting in one person being sent to the hospital with injuries. A person of interest is now detained.
You just never know when it's going to happen.
This crime scene tape cascaded across a large portion of the parking lot as investigators determined if any cars had been struck with a bullet. For some families, a long wait for their car.
2 hours at least, and they're telling other people that it might be overnight.
For the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, this shooting during the holiday season is a stark reminder.
Our deputies haven't forgotten about what happened here 12 years ago.
On December 11th, 2012, Jacob Roberts opened fire inside the Clackamas Town Center. People on the inside hid behind racks and in back rooms. 3 died, including the gunman.
It's interesting, because I was here.
Jeez. Great show, guys, man. We did a great show tonight. I didn't fall asleep once, man.
Nice.
Any final thoughts, anybody?
Nope. All good so far. Thanks for having me, Ak.
Yeah, man. Salute. Shout out to this time, man.
Thanks.
Make sure everybody hit the like button on the way out. I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow, man. If I get a chance, I'll do a daytime stream tomorrow, but I'll definitely do one tomorrow night, man. So make sure you tell a friend. A lot of people have been unsubscribed or they fell out of the algorithm. Make sure you spread the word. Tell everybody that we back doing lives, man, regularly. Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Peace out.